Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I see a flurry of articles with the same subject now, and I don't understand why these articles or this piece of information was not provided earlier in the war between Russia and Ukraine. And you will see why. And maybe there were some articles, but I somehow missed them. And it's about Russia trying to figure out the transport routes of the weapons provided by the Western countries to Ukraine, and their intelligence services working assiduously hard to do it. This article comes from Ukrainska Pravda, and it's unbelievable from today, July 16th, 2022. And it says that I have it from Ukrainska Pravda and from the New Voice of Ukraine, which usually say the same thing, but maybe some they have different styles of reporting the news, and sometimes I'm jumping from one to another regarding this article especially. This is the Ukrainska Pravda's title. Russia is trying to trace the routes by which Ukraine receives weapons from Europe, intelligence services say. And the other one from the other guys reads differently. Let me see when I get it out. So I don't know how this piece of news was not in the news, let's put it this way, before, but yes. The other one is, I don't know where that is, I'll find it when I go down. Too many. It says, I found it, from the Voice of Ukraine, New Voice. Russian agents sent to Eastern Europe to disrupt arms supplies to Ukraine, says intelligence. And I'm going to this one, to the New Voice of Ukraine, and it says that according to the intelligence, Russian agents were tasked with identify and monitoring the routes through which weapons are supplied to Ukraine. I would have thought that this was the first thing they did when the Western countries announced they would do what they're doing. And I'm going to tell you something about these services. So to determine the delivery schemes and the number of weapons transferred to Kiev by the partner countries, Russian military attachés and the European Union countries were ordered through closed communication channels to intensify their recruitment of police officers and citizens involved in the transportation of weapons. Now, let me tell you something about this. These guys did not send anybody over there. And I'm not going to say, what the hell is going on here? I don't want to say they didn't send anybody. But it's not like they say, okay, now go, everybody. They send over there. No, they were already there. They are already there. What's going on? They just get activated. So you have people living in these countries with different identities, with certain identities that they are just activated, and they were given, tasks to complete, and they will complete those tasks, and they are already infiltrated. That's how you do it. You don't try now to infiltrate. Now you try to, to get information and send it based on whatever assignment you were sent. That's the only thing. So let's say Emil is here, and let's say Emil is an agent of Bangladesh, or let's go with Bangladesh, or maybe with my friends with Zimbabwe. Let's say I'm a Zimbabwean, and I'm an agent here. I've been sent here sometime before with a different identity, correct? Different name. So if these guys here check in Zimbabwe's my records, they would found a certain date of birth, a certain location, certain parents. All that is made up. All that exists, but is made up in a way that if they try to track it, they will find the people, and the people will be my parents or whomever. That's how they all do it. They all do it. Okay, and you're here, and you just helped to get here, and they kind of tell you what area you should look into. So let's say I'm trying to get information on technology, then I will obviously go here to a college, an engineering, or I don't know, chain manufacturing, whatever. Do something where you want to go, or maybe research. And then I try to get a job where I think that's necessary. I mean, according to my type of, not spy, but whatever you want to call me, agent. I'm going to call it an agent, okay? Or then I try to get in those companies, and they might even tell me from time to time what exactly to look for. So I'm going to try to get in those companies. And if I can't get in those companies, I get to affiliated companies and I befriend people who work in those companies. That's how it works. And when they say, okay, Emil, now we need some information, you get the information, you access your friends, you're like a dog in heat. Now you look for everyone. Oh my God, come, let's talk. Let's go, man. Let's go to the lake. Let's have a party. And in those conversations, you have, you already have your connections made. And if you work in the system, then you get the information and you send over there whatever is necessary. You just activate it. Say, now we need that information. Or that works in everything. Okay, they can tell you you have to look into this administrative field. You go over there and work in that, or you have to go in a government, or you have to go in this and that, and you go over there and then they just actually say, okay, now find the information. You are already there. So they have people in, and this is people that they sent, but they have people who are from the native country, let's say from here, that are just paid. Let's say they have people who, like, let's say the spy from Zimbabwe. He befriends them and so on, and then little by little he offers them bribes and all that. And some of them are disenchanted with a country and say, I'm paid too little. This country goes the wrong direction. Blah 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 blah. And as those guys are easier to enlist to get, and then you pay them from time to time, and that's how sometimes you cash them. But those are usually cash money, not obviously wired. And other methods to provide, funding. But this is the way it works. So these guys, when they say, well, the Russians sent, they didn't send shit. They are already there. What do you think? All of a sudden the Lada car crossed the border and went to Eastern European countries. They are over there already. They just were activated. And the guys in the embassies, those are under surveillance 24/7. All of them. Even the person who's the janitor, under surveillance. And the person who's the janitor actually works for the services of that country. Because it's all eyes and ears. That's how you are when you go there. That's the way it is. I mean, it's not paranoia. I mean, I think this is common knowledge. Unless you get more information and some things you can't say or disclose or whatever, but you can find this information. It's basic. So that's why these guys are telling me this now. Now after how many months they started receiving this and that. And I didn't before. It was there were some articles talking about the Russians being able to hit the western part as the convoys or whatever they were the methods. It was convoys and warehouses. They were hitting close to Romanian territory, Polish territory, and they were claiming that they were destroying Western weapons that were delivered. So they knew those things. And I didn't hear about that at all lately. Lately being in about a month and a half, nothing. It's like they lost. And I was talking in another video about the exact thing. They should know. It's not like you can hide a Howitzer or whatever. No Howitzer, a HIMARS. The launching system. How you bring it with pieces and you put it together in wherever you put it. That has to come somehow, and I don't think it's delivered by airplane landing in Ukraine, brought by airplane or by ships in Poland, and from there they have to come on land somehow. So it's not how many landing strips do you think Poland has? They're under surveillance already. So when something lands, they already know it landed. A new transport plane. Like the Russians have their transport planes. That Antonov, for instance, the biggest transport plane in the world. You have people who monitor when they land, where they land, when they leave, where they arrive, and then from there another agents take it and where it goes to where what. It's not like it's impossible or something. You have drones, you have so many ways of figuring out. You have satellites that you monitor every little fart that those guys are doing in those military convoys or wherever the weapons were delivered. So the thing with they don't know where and they send agents, I think this is really kind of ridiculous. They figured it out. They monitor it from the space. They don't monitor it from the field. Yeah, maybe, but unnecessary. It's just that they do not report on those shipments that were destroyed as they enter Ukraine. But that happens. It's not like, oh my God, we don't know how they bring them. How many routes do you think they are coming from Poland to Ukraine? 20? How many highways? Because they're not going to go to the woods. 20 routes, 20 highways, and 3 train railways. That's what? Let's say 22. You need 22 people. Minimum. Bare minimum, I'm just saying. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and all those agents were just pushed to go to the Eastern Europe. So ridiculous. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.